We are live. Episode number 29 of the Third Leg Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Riley Warren, and alongside with me is my co-host, Dr. Dunny. How you doing? How you been, buddy?
Hey, pretty good. The big smile on the face. It's time to talk about the Lions.
The time is
NFL is
here.
back, baby. Let's
Baseball
go.
for us, at least, is over. We don't have to talk about baseball and the run lines of baseball and bore ourselves to sleep anymore. NFL is back. The Lions play tomorrow.
Drink the Kool-Aid. I got 3 gallons in the fridge that I just bought yesterday, chilling, ready to
The
go.
Kool-Aid.
Amen, brother. A freaking man. Plenty of those will be drank tomorrow. I tried to take tomorrow off, but my boss wouldn't allow it. So,
Why do you need tomorrow off?
just to mentally prepare.
You are a degenerate.
Sharp
That's good
lines
shit.
everywhere. Gotta find them.
Hey, it's nice to see the Lions in the primetime season opener, at least. You got to have a lot of hype going into your team just to even get that spot.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the story of the Lions these past few years has been we play on Thursday one time a year. It's for Thanksgiving. It's the very first game of Thanksgiving, and then we get flexed to a important game if we're ever in an important game, but we're never actually scheduled for that important game in the very beginning of the season.
No,
So,
we have a better chance of getting blacked out before we get flexed.
100%, 100% correct.
If we're being honest.
Sad day for everyone when that happens because you don't get to see us bite some kneecaps. So
Oh, I
I'm so
cannot wait,
ready.
dude. I cannot wait. Yeah, we are so ready. Do you have any favorite plays from this week? Just scanning your initial thoughts of it. What do you
So
like?
looking at DraftKings, obviously it's Wednesday night, so just before Thursday starts. So lines are going to move where when the money comes in Saturday, Sunday morning. But if you can get them now, hey, maybe you give yourself that edge. Maybe you keep the half a point. You don't have to buy it at the on Sunday when you're placing your bets. I think personally, the bet that I'm looking at the most right now is between the 49ers and the Jaguars. So 49ers -2 at Pittsburgh. I really like. It all comes down to whether or not you trust Kenny Pickett. And I guess if you trust Brock Purdy. But the 49ers can win with Brock Purdy and all the tools that they have around them. It really comes down to if you trust the I guess the development of Kenny Pickett going up against what could be arguably the best defense in the league. 2 points just isn't enough for me. Give me -2. I'll take it all day long. I think the 49ers going to Pittsburgh and beat them by at least a touchdown.
Shout out Gino. I know he's been just screaming from the hills that this is the freest cash you could ever get. So shout out Gino. Shout out 49er gang. I know a lot of people are riding this one. I do like this. I like this bet a lot. I think they're supposed to be the favorites in the NFC and they're supposed to go to the Super Bowl. So getting 2 points versus Pittsburgh seems extremely free week one. I think it's a little bit of a little treat for us week one.
And especially having signed Nick Bosa today, like now everyone's
That's
going to be on the field. It's huge.
that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. He's gonna be a little extra motivated this year to, get things done. He's already got
Absolutely.
paid. He's good to go. He's got a lot of
Did you see
guaranteed.
what Shanahan said about him playing on Sunday?
Uh-uh.
Whether or not he would play Sunday, he said he'd have to have a beer belly and be way out of shape for him not to play. So he's playing on Sunday. He's ready to go.
Yeah, he's gonna be good to go. He's gonna be the best guy in the field, most talented person on the field like he is every other time he touches the field. So I
For
think they'll
sure.
be good to go over there. I think 49er gang is extremely excited. A little bitter taste in their mouth from last year with the quarterback problems extremely late into the year and just watching that last game. So I think they're excited to get another one under the belt. Pittsburgh's going to be on the wrong end of that one.
Amen to that. And if you watched our goat whale for the NFL season, we need Christian McCaffrey to get 100 yards game one. Just get us going right now. We don't have so our sweat can calm down a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm looking at him to do big things every game, but it would be extremely nice for him to get it out of the way week one and just say, hey, he's going to do it. The scariest thing with that one is just seeing how many 90-yard games he has, like 80,
Right.
90-yard games. That's going to be the saddest thing to look at. So hopefully it just goes over quick and we don't have to worry about it.
Amen. 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 All right, game 2 for me. Jacksonville Jaguars going to Indianapolis, only giving up 5. Jaguars proved at the end of last year that they are getting better as a team. Trevor Lawrence is making big leaps and bounds, and I'm a believer in Trevor Lawrence. I know some people are on the hey, he's going to regress. I don't think so. I don't see it. I think they go into Indianapolis with a rookie quarterback, and they absolutely struggle. Indianapolis does. So without Jonathan Taylor, they have their rookie quarterback this year. Defense is kind of lackluster. They lost a couple keys. Look for the Jaguars to cover at least a touchdown.
They are also on my list. When I had them, I had them at -4.5. So they
Okay.
bumped up to 5 since I've seen them. Another one I like is Titans versus the Saints over 40.5. I think
Okay.
there's going to be some points here. I think the Saints alone are going to put up a little more than what people are giving them credit for. I think their offense is going to be a little hot off the start, and I think they're just flying under the radar currently. So I think the Saints are going to do their thing. I think the Titans are going to surprise people in that division and put up a fight against Jacksonville. Shout out SBJ. And I just like them I like that game at over 40.5. I think it can get extremely dicey and come down to that last drive at the end of the game. I also like the Ravens -10 versus the Texans, rookie quarterback, stout Ravens offense and defense, extremely run heavy, ball dominant oriented. You know, they like to control the ball, they like to run. So I think that if the Ravens were like a -12, I would still like it. So -10 for me is like safe, where there's push potential. So Ravens -10 and the Titans over 40.5 are my two favorite plays. I also like the Vikings Vikings -6 versus the Bucks. The Bucks are absolute poverty. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I don't think that the Bucks offense can keep up with the firepower of the Vikings, and there's no way they're going to be able to score enough points to stay within a touchdown of this game. So, and that's without Baker Mayfield throwing any picks and Tampa Bay playing really well. So, one more for me was the Falcons -3.5 versus the Panthers. If you haven't noticed, I like to fade the rookie quarterbacks, so we're gonna go with that again. Week 1, fade the rookie quarterback. See if Desmond Ridder can step up and take a big leap. He really doesn't have to do anything super crazy. He just has to, be able to not turn the ball over, make the right plays, and keep it out of the defensive hands. So I'm hoping he steps up, and it's week 1 for Bijan to try to get that rookie of the year. So we'll see what he's made of. They're gonna let him touch the ball a lot. Cordell's gonna be, sneaky as always, and I don't know. I'm excited to see this game because the Falcons for us, it was like a 2-team division, and if the Falcons aren't as good as we think, then that whole division is going to be as shit as we thought.
Right.
So I'm excited to see the Falcons. I think they're going to do well against Panthers. -3.5. That's my last one.
All right. All right. I like it a lot. Going back to that Minnesota Bucks game, I was leaning the over in that game. So I think they have it at 45.5 right now on DraftKings. They're playing in Minnesota. Minnesota's defense is not as good as what it used to be. The Bucks obviously have some talent on the offensive end as far as the big name receivers, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Baker Mayfield can sling it a little bit, does get turnover prone, but if both teams can score in the 20s, this could be a really easy over.
I respect that. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's going to be a low scoring game whatsoever. And the Vikings alone always have potential to put up 30, 40 points. So
You're not wrong. You're not
45
wrong.
is not bad, especially week 1. There's a lot of blunders on defense. Offense coordinators like to try to take shots because you get man to man, and it's week 1. They're not as drilled yet. So take your chances. I think there's going to be a little more points scored week 1 this year than we're used to.
Okay. I love it. I love it. Another 2. I have 2 more plays that I'm looking at. Texans under 16.5 team points. So you were talking about how you think the Ravens are going to cover 10. I absolutely love it. Going along with that, I think the Texans are going to struggle this year to score points. Rookie quarterback, not many, offensive weapons. So under 16.5. I don't think they score 2 touchdowns against the Ravens defense. Minus 102 right now on DraftKings. Obviously, you would love to see plus money, but 102 is not a lot of juice. So I'll take it all day. And then the other game I was looking at was Eagles -4 in New England. I don't think New England has their quarterback situation figured out, and whoever it is going to struggle against that Eagles front seven. They're not going to be able to run the ball like they want to, so they're going to have to throw. And I don't know that the Patriots are going to be able to keep up with Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Dallas Goedert, DeAndre Swift now in the backfield. So look for Philadelphia to not have that Super Bowl slump, after losing and cover at least a touchdown against the Patriots. So I'm picking a lot of touchdown winners, I guess, this week.
Hey, I respect it. I like the Philly pick. If you look back to last year, they played the Lions. They had to score 38 points to win, but they could score 38 points to win. Can New England score 35 points? Can they score 38? So I like it. Didn't have that angle going into it, but I do like that pick a lot. And I can see where you're coming from, especially I think the Eagles are going to literally hop right into what they were already doing last year. I think their offense is going to steamroll as long as everyone stays healthy. And then they got another big year going ahead. So week 1's exciting, man.
It's
all potential. It's all potential right now. Nothing's happened yet. Everything can happen. Anything can happen.
There is a system I saw a guy break down on TikTok for the first couple weeks of NFL betting. What he talks about is how, because the season is so new and things haven't happened yet, you don't know who's good, who's bad. If a home team is favored by 3 or less points, it's basically the book is saying it's a pick'em game because they're just getting that 3-point advantage due to the home field advantage. So anything 3 or under, you look to take the away team and take the points. So for this week, there's 3 games. Titans +3 at New Orleans, Dolphins +3 at the Chargers, and Packers getting 1 point against the Bears at the Bears. So it's a system that I'm going to kind of keep tabs on. I might put like a couple bucks on it here and there just to kind of track and see how it's going for the season. But I thought it was something interesting. What do you think?
I think it's definitely worth tracking. I mean, it's definitely a system that's already been monitored for a little bit at least. I'm always down to like blind bet these kind of analytic predictions just because they're kind of fun and you didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to do anything to think of it, so show me a graph and if it's trajecting upward, I'll take it at least for a couple weeks. You're going to get 3 to 5 of those every week. So you'll kind of be able to get a big sample size in just a few weeks and see if you want to continue that. So I'm down. I would like to actually see, through like week 6, how we're looking, 12, and then finish off and then see how it is, in the playoffs as well. Cause
you never know what happens there.
Yeah, you never know.
Looking at these 3 games, if you parlayed them together and they hit, you would be looking at plus, what is it, 605 right now for a 3 game. So not too bad. Obviously, you can even teaser, get more points if you want, or take money line and get more payout for your buck. So it's something that I'm going to look at for sure, at least for the first few weeks.
How do you feel about teasers, especially week 1? Do you feel like they're useful? Do you like to tease and pay the juice, or how do you feel about it? I've never asked you about the teasers.
I mean, so personally, I have paid for multiple people's services as far as betting, and there was one guy who I followed that did teasers like pretty much every week. Like he had a big 7-leg. You teased over-unders, you teased lines. It just never worked for me. I don't know. I felt like, okay, if we're going to tease up to 60 points, why not just take over 56.5 or over 63 and see what happens? You're giving away the points, but there's a lot of times where if it does hit, it hits automatic. It hits regardless of the tease. So I don't know. It's different.
I'm kind of, you kind of do those extremely early when you gamble, or at least kind of early. You're just trying to get a dub. Like you really don't think this is like the way, but you're like, it kind of feels right. But at the same time, like, why isn't everyone else doing it?
Bankroll,
like Yeah, bankroll builders, people call them. I don't know. I'm kind of on the air or in the middle of that. I don't like to pay the juice that much, and then you're investing into the juice at that point, like
Right.
you're hoping shit doesn't happen. You're taking ridiculous minuses. Um, I don't know.
You're looking
I think it's a crazy game to get into. It's obviously profitable if you pick the right ones. That's the same way as gambling in general, like normally. So, but my thoughts on it is doing it like week 1 and week 2 is insane.
right
Or it
because you
just
don't know
feels
anything.
insane because you don't know anything. Like you've never seen any of these teams. So in general, it's kind of crazy, but doing it week 1, week 2 is like, okay, call the number.
You might be a degenerate. Obviously, you look at like what the spread is and the over under is when you tease the 7 points or whatever it is, and you're like, oh damn, that's a lot. Like,
There's no
put this
way
in the
they could
bag.
lose by that, or there's no way they lose. There's like a rule, I forget what it is, but like you never cross 0 or some shit like that. So
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, so
If
if it's
if
yeah,
you have
whatever.
a favorite, you don't go into where you're getting points. You just take it to the money line. I think is what
Yeah,
it is.
something like that. But yeah, I'm not really into all that. It's too much to stress about trying to pick which team's gonna not lose this week and then they lose and now I got to put them in the graveyard for the next 15 years of my life because they fucked me one game.
Good Lord, have mercy.
Because if they just fuck you regardless, like they're just gonna lose as favorites, that's one thing. But then when you're like, okay, but you could lose by 2 and you were 10-point favorites, and then you lose by 3, you're like, fuck, dude. How bad am I? I just bought 12 points and lost. So
uh,
I can't do that shit. Um,
um, sidetrack for you because we are in the middle of this and it just happened. Acuna did get a hit,
no, I didn't.
but the game's over, so you're free.
Okay. Why you do that to me?
Cash
He
your bet,
did get a
buddy.
hit.
Cash
What
your
did he
bet. He
get?
did get a hit. Single.
He got a single. You
Yeah.
dog, you try to get me, Acuna. Oh yeah,
Um.
baby.
Good,
Three-legger.
good hit right
Nerfy.
before the NFL season.
Yep. Toronto, Oakland, Nerfy, a Counter Strike over, and then Acuna. Absolute degeneracy.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Let it roll.
Kind of getting to like the prize picks props, some props that I like. Obviously, I'm a big prop guy. Justin Fields over 58 and a half rush yards. I took this almost every single week last year, and it was for free
Free.
just to end the season. Now, obviously, Justin Fields, we know he can run the ball, but are they going to try and change their scheme to try and protect him or keep him around healthier for the season? That's what we don't know. Um, but 58 and a half yards, 60 yards he could get in one rush. And it could be like that in a freaking hurry. And they drop back. If he doesn't have read one, read two, he's gone. And the defense sometimes just can't catch him. So 58 and a half, I think it's free.
I like it, and obviously, if you're unaware, the NFL, if you get sacked, unlike college, you don't get negative rushing yards. So
It's
he can
true.
get sacked as many times as he want, as long as he doesn't declare he's running. So I think, I mean, there's a lot of people in Game Lane Twitter that are gonna ride the Justin Fields over every single game because of last year, and they did last year. So this is another one that I just like to kind of monitor throughout the year because it's such a public bet
Right.
and not even strictly Chicago Bears fan bet, but just like a big public bet that you can just, without even knowing, you can just get on your Twitter feed and see how many people are betting the over on him. So it's going to be fun to track. I don't think um, they want him to run as much. That's just kind of the progression of quarterbacks, especially as you settle in. But you got to take the factor of him scrambling. So
Right.
it doesn't matter how many times they do design runs with him, just because anytime he drops back, he's good to go for 50. We seen him do some crazy shit last year. So that's going to be a fun one to pick or a fun one to watch, fun bet to track and see how he does against the spread like week in and week out. So I'm with you on that one.
For sure. Um, Second one that I love, going to the goat whale. one of our users for that. We also drafted him first pick last night for our combined fantasy football team. Nick Chubb over 71.5 rush yards against the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't see a scenario in which he doesn't get this. He's gonna get 20 plus carries. He averages over 5 to 6 yards a carry for his career. If he does that, look for him to get at least 100. I'm looking for him to get 100 this week. So go Nick Chubb.
Go Nick Chubb. You can pair that with one of my dog bets.
Okay.
Or was it my dog or just one of my favorite bets? Either way, I like the Browns this week.
Okay.
I
Good.
like the Browns over Cincy. People
Joe
don't
Burrow.
like this. People don't like this when I say this, but I believe in the Browns. I just believe in the Browns. I don't know why.
Deshaun Watson, he can't be that bad again, right?
Well,
Like
and
he was,
Chubb's a beast.
and their
They have a
defense
good
could be
receiver.
good.
They have good receivers.
You never know when their DN's gonna try and cave in someone's skull with their own helmet. You know, like
That was
Miles
one of the
Garrett
most
could do it.
electric football games I've ever seen. You can't be mad with that. But yeah, I like Cleveland this week. It's not something I'd put Meemaw's mortgage on, but I do like the Browns this week.
Okay, good.
They got a better running game. That's another thing that comes down. Week 1, better running game. We'll see how Joe Shiesty does.
I agree. Continuing with the rush yards, this is going to be something for tomorrow. So get on this now while you can. Patrick Mahomes over 17.5 rush yards. The Lions last year were one of the worst teams against quarterback rush. And then with Travis Kelce not playing, Patrick Mahomes likes to buy time as much as he can. All it takes is one, cover zero. Patrick Mahomes gets out of the pocket, boom, 20 yards, just like that. This is an easy over, I think. So take it now, sit back, crack a beer. You'll be happy at the end of the game.
17.5, you said?
Yep.
Yep, she's still sitting there. Get her while she's hot.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm spanking it right now, so.
Perfect. My last my last prop, it's not out yet. This prop is not out yet, I will say that. But I'm looking for it. So Daniel Carlson is the field goal or is the kicker for the Raiders. Typically his line is 1.5 field goals. If you can get that when it comes out this season or this week, take it. They're playing in Denver, so he's going to be able to kick monster balls. And last year I think he had 12 field goals of over 50 yards. If you can get him to make 2 field goals, I would take it. I think the Jimmy Garoppolo Raiders are going to struggle a little bit to move the ball. They'll get down to the red zone. They won't capitalize. Boom, here comes Daniel Carlson kicking that with that big leg. So over at 1.5, it's not out yet, but again, when it does, take it.
I like it. The kickers. We love the kickers. We'll take any
We got
sharp
to.
line we can. Punters, kickers, we'll take it all.
Amen. 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 You have a couple more plays for us too, right? A couple underdogs that you like.
Yeah, so my upset alert this week.
Uh-oh.
Upset alert. So the homer pick, I like the Lions beating the Chiefs. Give me a nice cold glass of Kool-Aid, please. Give me the Kool-Aid. Plus
Finished.
228. And then I like the Browns versus the Bengals, plus 120. That one's a pretty pick 'em. And then give me the Raiders versus the Broncos, plus 165. I still don't believe in Russ. We'll see what Peyton's cooking over there. We obviously said that we thought they were going to do better this year. It's pretty hard to do any worse than what they did last year. So they should trend upwards this year. But I'm kind of not high on the Raiders, but I'm just like, I don't think the Broncos are going to start as hot as people think. Like it's just going to be this quick flip. And just because, they got a new system implemented that it's going to work instantly. So I'm kind of banking on the Raiders to come in and just play a solid game of football and the Broncos just not to be as hot as anyone would think they're going to be. And then I got the Jets versus the Bills plus 125.
All right.
That's going to be one of the most exciting games so far just because there's so much hype on the Jets right now. Like they could be playing anyone and it would be sweet. And now they're playing the Bills who are supposed to go to the Super Bowl or at least go to the conference finals. So that's going to be a super fun game to watch. But give me the Jets plus 125, baby.
Monday Night Football on 9/11 in New York. Like it doesn't get much better than that. Um, I like that. Aaron Rodgers, first game in MetLife Stadium or Jet Life Stadium as he likes to call it. Plus money, can't beat that.
No, and there's just so much hype. I mean, just give me the dog. There's the game's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a good game. Just give me the plus money. I'm a degenerate.
I'm a degenerate. I'll join you right there with you. I'll look to crush it here in a second too.
There is a few other games I'm kind of excited to watch. I did put Cardinals at Commanders. Who cares? Packers at Chicago. I'm excited to watch just because it's our division that we cover a lot. And both of these teams, like towards the obviously the Bears are supposed to be a lot better. Everyone projects them to do well. There's kind of a dark horse, and then a lot of people are starting to get high on the Packers as spring ball
Right.
goes through. From 3 months ago to now, a lot more people are high on the Packers. There's a lot of people taking them to win their division. Sneaky, take the plus money. So I'm excited to see this game and just see where it goes because Chicago's trying to snap an 8-game losing streak against Green Bay. They had to wait till Aaron Rodgers left. So it's going to be fun to watch. It's been, 4 or 5 years since they beat them. It's supposed to be a pick 'em game, so I'm excited to see this one.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. There's not one game, I guess, that I'm more excited than tomorrow, but just the fact that this is the first week we get college football, we get pro football, Thursday night all the way through Monday night. You can watch football. Nothing better.
For sure. One more game I think we already touched up on, but the Jags at Colts.
Yep.
The -5 is what it's at right now.
Right.
I just think that's just insane.
Free.
I think it's
Free for
insane. I
free.
mean, we know what the Jags do sometimes, choking wise, and just playing horrible games sometimes. But the Colts are just currently a dumpster fire. Rookie quarterback and
Right?
Minshew, and then top 5 running back just not wanting to play there. It's just bad juju. Give me the Jags -5.
And the backup running back, Zach Moss, that they have broke his arm, so he's not even going to play either. They're going to be
Oh,
starting Deion Jackson, and I
Dion.
forget
Good
who
thing
the
I
other
took
guy
him in one
is.
of my fantasies.
Perfect.
Super late.
Yeah. He's a starting running back for the first, I think, 3 or 4 weeks of the season, so can't beat
Love it.
that.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have to do the shout out for Shaggy. Shaggy
Yeah,
shout out. Shotgun for shotgun. Straight up. You can save the points. Whoever wins the game. If the Lions win, you take a shotgun. If the Chiefs win, we'll rightfully take our shotgun.
we don't need the points. Keep them home. Your practice squad is already starting to get you guys prepared for kneecap biting because Travis Kelsey's done for potentially for tomorrow. But look for us to take another kneecap or two come tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. He's been kind of going through it. So if the Lions actually somehow do pull this one off, dude, he's gonna be down bad.
We all need to call and make sure he's okay.
Yeah. I'll text SPJ and make sure that he's got people watching him.
Perfect. But speaking of Shaggy, the third leg is back, so it's football season. We
We're
have come up
back,
with
baby.
a third leg, a little parlay, 3 legs. That's all it is. It's got to be plus 500 or more. That's the kind of rules Riley and I came up with. This week it's Shaggy who came and gave us our third leg. Follow him on Twitter at Shaggy_bets. Watch him on the Betspresso every night with SPJ. Unfortunately, our episode with Shaggy did corrupt itself, so we didn't get to post it. But we'll be looking to do stuff with him here soon. Riley, what do you got? What's your leg? What do you think?
I got a high scoring game, week 1,
Okay.
Detroit and KC. So I took the GOAT, Jared Goff, over 1.5 TDs.
You don't got to do anything but get us in the end zone twice via throw. I love it. I love it. Don't turn the ball over. Throw it to Amon Ra, and we'll be happy.
Yeah, as long as we don't just have the 1 yard, the 1 yard touchdowns like we had all last year with Jamal.
Right.
13 of them. Let's throw a couple of those this year. Get the boys some touchdowns.
Amen. Shaggy's leg, he went with Jerick McKinnon, anytime touchdown score. It is plus 190 right now. So if you like it, go ahead and take it as a straight bet. Um, this is someone who, when they get the red zone, they really like to throw him the ball inside the 10-yard line. So, especially with Travis Kelce potentially out tomorrow, look at Jerick McKinnon maybe stepping into a more of a dynamic role for this offense.
For sure. And they have him out of the backfield, and then they'll put him out in slot or in the flank. Like they put him all over the field. So especially in red zone, late third downs, short third and shorts and shit like that. Like he's a super dynamic player for him. So I like it. I think there's a good chance that you can get a touchdown, especially with Kelsey being out.
For sure, for sure, for sure. And then my leg, I guess, for this parlay here is Patrick Mahomes, 15 plus rush yards. I talked about how I think he's going 17 or 18 or more earlier in the episode. I think 15 is absolute lock. We got it at minus 180. Altogether, all in all, this parlay comes out to plus 575. So $100 gets you 575, $10 gets you 57.50. Whatever you want to do. No unit shaming here. Whatever you got, throw it at it. But we're looking to go 1-for-1 to start the NFL season. What do you think?
Hey, that's always the hope. You always hope to just get one. It's like getting fouled early in the game and just being able to sink that first free throw. You just get to relax, try to get in the zone, and go from there. So yeah, everyone wants to win the first game, but plus 575 isn't too bad. These aren't long shots or just like absolute $1,000,000 long shots or anything. This reasonable. If you do have your free bet like Dunny used, I mean it's a decent one to throw at the wall without thinking like there's 0% chance. So I'm excited, man. We're gonna do one of these at least every week. I want to do a couple of first touchdown scores here coming soon and stuff like that and get a little more juicy. So I'm
Hey man,
excited,
as
bro.
as we go, it'll get even more juicy. Let's just start the season off on a bang. A Thursday night record. Let's make it 1-for-1.
Let's make it 1-for-1, and then let's make Lions 1-0.
Yep.
If that happens, football season's back, baby.
Shaggy, you better owe us a shotgun. I want to see the video.
Yeah, you already know we're both going to be on a knee smacking a shotgun here soon.
Darn it.
All right, you got anything else for week 1 of the NFL?
Nope. Other than the good Lord, what's it called now that I'm Discord? The Discord that we have. I've been posting some plays. I posted plays for college football. Week 1 didn't start as well as I wanted to, but hey, it happens. And then I did post the 3-leg that we put in together here, and also my sweat-free bet for tomorrow night. That's I think a 10-legger that I think you can get a sweat-free bet on DraftKings up to $20. $20 gets you 400 for that
Nice.
10-legger. So looking at having some fun, nothing that's going to be generational wealth or lottery win, but it at least give you something that's doable and achievable.
For sure. We'll be posting a lot more on Discord. We'll be a lot more active with football rather than baseball. So
Amen.
make sure you hit the Discord, check out the YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the fun stuff. We appreciate you guys. That's going to do it for episode 29, NFL Week 1 predictions. We will see you guys next time. Peace.